This is Sylvia Mwasa, and she is a political entrepreneur. Let's welcome her.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Doing good.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Okay, political entrepreneur. Yeah. Maybe to start with, I'm just an ordinary business person. I started my business in 1994 with a shop of 60 square meters, which has evolved over time. When we started, we just doing clothing for work people who are going for work every day, and those that want to look the part. So as we evolved, we started to see how best we can make sure that this business of clothing is really taking root to what we want to have. So in the year that we started, it was so crazy. The way I started the business was not that I really wanted to do business. I started business because I had a child who was suffering from sickle cell anemia. And because of that, I started to just do business that I can always, if I want to go to work, I can go to work. If I don't want to go to work, I can stay. And one day I just told my boss, I had a good job actually in the private sector. And after my education, I started my work from a mission, Uganda High Commission, where I was the executive assistant to the ambassador. That was my first training actually. And through the years that I was working, I've always put an eye to detail. When I see an advert, I try and see what it is doing. And from the advert, I want myself a space to go and train as an administrator, business administration in Swaziland University, supported by SIDA. So that's how I started to rise in the business. So when my son was saying, "So you stopped work because of me?" I said, "Yes, because a job I can always get. Children are very difficult to come by." So I chose to do that. And I was involved in Roundtable, and you know Roundtable and Ladies Circle International. So my husband was then in Roundtable and would travel the world. And wherever I went, I brought back something to sell so that I would go to the next event, because you need to have money to travel the world. And through service, I've had such great experience, I had such great opportunities, because you go everywhere. I've been to almost over 45 countries, so I'm not actually excited about a trip because I've been to so many countries. So that has actually made me to see, if I go and see something, for example, what will I be doing in Panama? What will I be doing in Romania? What will I be doing in Iceland? I even reached where I could actually ring the opening of the cheese market when I was Ladies Circle International President, as the first woman of color to have held that position. So I've seen the world, but what am I bringing back from this world that I've seen so that I can impact you? And this is where I make a difference, even in the way when you say political entrepreneur, is because I've actually dressed 4 presidents. When they're swearing in ceremony, they're wearing my clothes. And one of them, the first president of Zambia, actually I still dress him up to now, he's 95. And I dress him when he's celebrating a birthday party, to tell me, "Where's that girl?" He's even forgotten my name. He just says, "Where's the little girl that dresses me?" So I feel so much pleasure in making sure that I am doing one part. And sometimes I don't really know them, apart from Kaunda, the first president, because that's where I met my husband, so I've got a special place for him. Yes. So when I am dressing people, or when I am really trying to make a difference, because they say image is what we think about you when you are not there. And this for me has made me realize that dressing or putting people, like what Dr. Nedi was saying, where you brand yourself inside out, where people can read you and make sure that they give you the space where you're supposed to be sitting is because of the way you're branding yourself. So in these 4 presidents, I've had to realize that if they can come to me, to do something, it means I am more than just the clothing, because you need to prepare. If they would say, okay, go and buy this for the president, it's going to be such an event, and a special event where the whole world is looking, and me, I already have this clothes, and I say, I've touched those clothes that the president is wearing. So it has differentiated me from most of the entrepreneurs, and it has made me be responsible. I am responsible to, for the image of somebody else. So I go an extra mile in making sure that what people are saying and what people are seeing are coming from, not just dressing, but from making sure that I give them what they desire. And from all these things, because I'm seeing these people, even when I follow through, it's not that it's by luck, it is by hard work, where I'm always trying to fill in the gap. I see there is an event that is going to come. What is this that I should be able to do that somebody should come back and get more? Because with business, like for these high flyers, they don't repeat clothes for events. So that's good for me. It's so good for me because they're not going to repeat. So now there's actually a craze where they're saying, being innovative. They want to like winner because of the word innovation, because that's what I believe in. Because when you're not innovating, then you're going to be left behind. So now at home there's this craze of, which I started myself, of mother and child. When you're having, kitchen party, and it's usually like 300, people, but how are they going to recognize you? So I developed from an invitation, this semblance of saying, how am I going to look? How am I going to be, like, we are going to make sure that, oh, these people are actually related. It's for you to make sure that you have dressed in a way that you're going to be easily recognized. And also as a family, because your children are going to take people from somewhere else who they don't know. So by you actually conniving and saying, we're going to wear the same clothes, you're making sure that you start conversations, so that once you can make a conversation, you are able to interact, and thereby you start to size each other, you start to know that this is to what extent. And if they agree that you're going to wear the same clothes, then you say, oh, well, then that is the beginning of good communication, even before your children get married. Because sometimes marriages break because of families. So just that one position of wearing the same clothes would make somebody start to relate and start to say, give each other chance of, oh, and also discuss, no, me, I wear like this, I have to, to make sure that this is the kind of thing, I don't wear black, I don't wear pink. But if you can agree on something, it really makes you have an extra mile in understanding one another. And so this also stems from what I do. Like when we had 1 shop, 2 shops, 3 shops, and we grew bigger, I decided that what is it that are going to make us put all these things together? So we created a consultancy, the Change Agency Initiative, where we now started to do all the administration work. It was like now that is the administrative thing that is going to help us manage the other shops. So from there also, it has enabled me to be able to free myself from the things that I normally would be doing by giving it to the other company that is like our administrative wing of the business. And so we've been able to help other people through the Change Agency Initiative, that if we can groom people to be who they want to be, from clothing, from outlook, to how to write something, a business plan, or starting a business, or asking us, because you find people are always asking you, how can I start a business? How do I do this? How do I write an invoice? How do I? So I actually have a lot of young people who I actually ask their parents to pay them so that they sit with me to know how to answer the telephone, to know how to create an invoice, to go outside and sell and bring back results and write a report for the day. If I'm having them for 1 month, every day they take notes and come and relate at the end of the month and see what is it that you have learned when you're sitting with me. Because I cannot waste my time on this individual, so I ask their parents to pay them so that I can take them everywhere and they gain. So that is what I'm had to give back to the community who has enabled me to be who I am, and continuously, because they will tell their parents, if I'm doing their child a favor, what do you think they will do? They'll shop from SPM. And then it goes on and on and on, and it makes such a big business at the end of the day. So what am I saying? I'm saying we must volunteer sometimes. Volunteering gives you an opportunity to do great things which you will not do if you were asking for money every single day that you want to do something for another person. So I am always in lots of associations which try and uplift people. I was the president of the Business and Professional Women in Zambia, and also in Association of University Women, where we actually honor. And I can say, very proud, I didn't even see Glenda when we were honoring the engineers. She was just showing me the picture the other day, says, you see what you did for us. And so it actually brings such great things, when you help and then people realize, without you knowing them, it makes life very easy for others. So how are we going to make sure that we volunteer and we take back the things that we need to be? Like I was telling you, I was the first woman of color, and people around the world know Africa as disease, poverty, all these witchcraft and things like that. So when I was elected,
Witchcraft.
yes, when I was elected, that's what people know about Africa. But when I was elected, I was elected in Romania. I became president in Iceland, and my year was in the Netherlands. I put up a curtain behind me about where I came from, because they were saying, where does she come from? How did she get here? So I had an opportunity now to make sure that I give back to my country, who has given me things that I would not have had. So I was now promoting Zambia tourism in terms of knowing that Zambia is the best country, it's got the best weather, it's got the best people, it's got the best food, and all these things that anybody would be wanting to, to dream about. So that enabled me here. And then when they see my profile, then they say, oh wow, who is this? She's selling the country for nothing, because people expect to be paid for anything. So that, and the president heard about it, because I addressed him, and says, is it that, so she can also even do those other things? Oh yes, she can. So I was put on the rebranding of our country for Zambia, because it was like Zambia, the real Africa. So outside the world, it was like, if you have to find the disease, poverty, hunger, witchcraft, you have to go to this one country called Zambia, the real Africa. It had 85% negativity. So when we did the research, then we came and found out that, okay, now we had to rebrand and said, let's explore Zambia, let's explore, where even the little child can draw the logo, can explain what it is that Zambia is beautiful. It got water, it got the falls, it got all these things, which normally was not being able to be seen in the eyes of everybody else. So I was very proud that I was part of the rebranding of my country. I was proud that I make things happen even where it is not happening. And that's where I actually earned my nickname, Sunshine, because I told them in Zambia, sunshine, even if it's raining, even if it's what, the sun will come out. And the sun will bless anyone, whether you are sad or happy. So let's just be happy, and let's prosper, and let's make ourselves really the people that we want to be by claiming from the universe all the great things that we want, because the universe does not know whether you are putting out negativity or positivity to give you what you're asking for. So we have to be careful what we ask the universe. So we're asking for sunshine and it's here. So have a blessed day.